Hi, my name is Tiana Karamayas and I'm a Cavoodle puppy coach and breeder for Noodle Way and River City Puppies. As a coach, my philosophy is simple. A Cavoodle should always complement your lifestyle, not complicate it. And this is the foundation to everything I teach. For almost the past decade, I have been working in the breeding, training, grooming, and veterinary sectors of the small animal industry. I've also been raising Cavoodles for the past 16 years, so I have definitely learnt a thing or two about the breed along the way. Now this podcast is all about Cavoodles. Raising Cavoodles, training Cavoodles, grooming Cavoodles, breeding Cavoodles, and how to shape the behaviour of a Cavoodle puppy. So, if you're a Cavoodle parent or you are looking at adding a Cavoodle to your family soon, then this podcast is for you. New episodes will be released each Tuesday morning, and you can follow me across all social media under the name @OodleWay for more tips and advice on Cavoodles. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, welcome back to episode 40 of the Cavoodle Coach podcast. My name is Tiana Karamayas and I'm your host. Today I want to talk about naughty puppy behaviours and whether or not these naughty puppy behaviours fade over time just by your puppy growing into an adult dog. This is a really interesting topic of conversation because I feel like through the conversations I've had with families who have Cavoodles, something they like to say is, they're just a puppy, they're going through it, it's a naughty puppy phase, they'll grow out of it when they get older and when they get more mature. And look, in some circumstances, I agree to an extent, but really it's a little bit more complicated than that. The first thing I want to say is, if you were looking at, a child, a toddler, and they were doing XYZ behaviors, let's say they're trying to draw on furniture, jumping on things. I don't have any kids. I don't know particularly what they do, but it would be the same thing as saying, they're just a kid. They'll grow out of it, and they're not actually doing any sort of behavior shaping or putting any boundaries in place to actually guide the child into what's right and what's wrong. It would be like giving them a crayon and say, go color in, and then not telling them what they can color in on. And that's why they go and do it on the furniture. I'm not sure. I'm trying to make it maybe a bit more relatable or into context with children with families. But the same thing applies with puppies. There are definitely certain puppy behaviors that puppies all do. Things like trying to bite things, maybe to chew on things, jumping, vocalizing, crying, barking. These are all definitely behaviors you see with puppies. But when those behaviors arise, we really do have to be guiding our puppies and telling them what behavior is acceptable to be showing when they're feeling that urge to bite, when they want to communicate to us something that they want. We have to be communicating this to them and setting those boundaries and rules within the household. What's going to happen is if you don't do this, and if you just say, they're a puppy, they'll grow out of it, and you don't provide that guidance to your puppy and you don't provide that structure and those rules within the home, your puppy is going to assume that the way that they're trying to communicate to you through barking is the way to do it. And even when they're no longer a puppy, when they're an adult, when they feel, those emotions arise and they're feeling frustrated and they're wanting to say something to you, they'll bark at you. Or if they have learnt that biting on your fingers and your toes gets your attention and you haven't told them how to get your attention otherwise, when they're older, even once they're finished teething, even once all of their adult teeth have come through and the biting urge is no longer due to the pain in their mouth, even when that has passed, your puppy, the only way your puppy has learnt to communicate to you and get your attention is through biting your fingers and toes. So when we talk about puppies and the bad behaviors and whether they grow out of them, it is a grey area. Like I just mentioned, a lot of the reasons, in fact, I would say 90% of the reason why your puppy is biting and chewing, it's due to the pain in their mouth. It's due to the teething. It's also due to the fact that when they were with their siblings in their litter, when they wanted to initiate play with each other, or when they wanted to initiate, their mum's attention, they would bite each other and they would mouth, and they use their mouth to communicate. So that's when a puppy comes into your home, that's all they know. And so they've got this pain in their mouth that is only relieved through biting. That pressure is only relieved through biting from all of the teething. And they also know that If they wanted to play with their siblings or they wanted their mum's attention, they had to bite them to get this attention. And so they try and do that in your house. If we, as a family, go, all right, we don't want our puppy to bite us for attention. Instead, we want our puppy to mand for our attention. Manding is when a puppy comes and sits at your feet for attention. And when they sit at your feet, you know that they're asking for something. And it's what I teach all of my families in the Cavoodle Puppy Planner training program. I teach them how to teach their dogs how to do this. And it's the most amazing thing because your puppy is politely and respectfully sitting at your feet for attention rather than biting you. So if as a family you collectively decide, all right, let's do some training here and let's not just teach sit down and stay, let's actually do some behavior shaping training. That's when you can start to change the communication channel between you and your puppy, change it from biting and change it into a behavior like sitting for attention. And what happens then is once your puppy finishes teething, once those adult teeth actually come through, then your puppy stops biting. That is a behavior they grow out of. Once the pressure and the pain is gone, and the communication channel between you and the puppy has become very clear, and you've told them and taught them that it's not through biting, it's through sitting. Then with age, at around 6 months of age, when the teething stops, your puppy fully stops biting. And that is a behavior that puppies grow out of. But if you don't show them another acceptable way to communicate with you, and you don't show them, what the rules are in the household, if the 6 months comes by and the pain disappears and the teething pressure disappears, and your puppy hasn't learned any other way to communicate with you, even though they no longer have the pain in their mouth, they're going to keep biting you. And that is when a puppy will not grow out of a naughty puppy behavior. So that whole myth of whether puppies grow out of bad behaviors with age, it is yes and it's no. It's only yes if you show them the correct way to communicate to you. It's no if you don't show them any other way and all they learn is that biting or jumping or barking is what gets them attention or gets them, whatever it is they're wanting. So as a family, if you're getting a puppy, or maybe you've already got a puppy and you're in the throes of the early puppyhood. You've got a puppy who is trying to bite you because of the pain in their mouth. You've got a puppy who is, trying to jump on you because they want to start playing with you. It's all they know. It's what they did with their siblings. Maybe you're in the kitchen, you're trying to get their dinner ready and they bark at you because you're being too slow and they want you to put the food down on the ground right now. Whatever it is, if you're going through some naughty puppy behaviors, what I want to say is, number one, this doesn't mean you have a naughty puppy. When you first bring your puppy home, this is the only way your puppy knows how to communicate with you. And so it's normal. However, it is essential. It is unbelievably important that you are following a structured training regime that's going to change this communication channel from biting, jumping, barking into sitting politely and having patience. Otherwise, those naughty puppy behaviors that you're experiencing will turn into naughty adult behaviors, and you will have this endless loop of barking, jumping, biting, and a puppy who has no idea how to actually communicate something to you without showing these naughty puppy behaviors. So if you are in the throes of puppyhood and that's what you're dealing with, and you're not actually doing any sort of training to teach them patience, to teach them impulse control, to teach them to sit at your feet patiently when they want something. If you're not doing this, I highly, highly, highly recommend you start doing it right now. Your puppy needs to be learning this. Otherwise, your puppy's never going to learn how to behave in your household in a very respectful way and have good household manners. And if that is you right now, go down to the end of this episode, go onto the show notes, click onto my Cavoodle Puppy Planner program. And if your puppy is under 16 weeks old, I would love to see you in there, and I would teach you how to teach your puppy these good manners in the home and how to process all of these feelings of, pain in their mouth or frustration, and actually teach them how to be calm, deal with the pain, and not do it in a way that's causing you pain with all the puppy biting or the jumping or the barking. If you haven't got your puppy yet and you're listening to this episode and you're going, okay, Tiana, I really want this. I don't want my puppy to think that biting and jumping is the way to get my attention. Then again, scroll down to the episode, click on my Cavoodle Puppy Planner program. It's amazing. I really recommend families to join it before they get their puppy. There is a lot of prep work that you can do that's really going to streamline that first week and simplify it and make sure your puppy actually transitions into your home well. So if you're thinking about getting a puppy, join the program now, and I will make sure your puppy is well behaved, has good manners, communicates with you in an appropriate way, and you can get through those naughty puppy behaviours as quickly as possible without them turning into adult behaviours, because you haven't shown your puppy any other way to communicate with you. So hopefully I'll see some of you in my Cavoodle Puppy Planner program. If you have a question, if you're not sure if it's the right fit for you, feel free to send me an email. My email address is hello@oodleway.co. Let me know your questions about the program and I'll let you know if it's suitable for you, and whether you'll get the results that you're after with your puppy, or just making sure it's the right fit for you and your family. So send me an email or join the program. I'd love to see you in there. And just know that naughty puppy behaviors don't just get grown out of. Your puppy will not just grow out of bad behaviors. They'll only grow out of these bad behaviors if you've taught them otherwise the correct way to behave and exist within your home. Okay, this has been your Cavoodle coach, Tiana Karamise. I'll see you next week with another episode. I hope you loved this one. If you did, please leave it a rating and a review. Means the world to me. I read them all, and it just helps this podcast be seen by more people. So hopefully someone here will feel like leaving a rating and a review. I really appreciate it, and I'll be back next week with another episode. See you later. Bye.